Nottingham Trent University, working with you. Proud sponsors of Working Week.
Hello, on Working Week this week we've got a global theme. We'll be looking at the world famous record company that's moving to Nottingham.
Nottingham came first because we found a great premises in a great area of a great city.
And also the world famous dance company based here in Nottingham, looking to raise money from local businesses.
I think people crave different kind of culture, and I think this really does show the difference and the versatility of dance and how it can be sort of appreciated and explored.
And we'll be meeting the Nottingham women who've set up a website that's now got a global reach.
We have over 5,000 people who are tuned into HenPicked, and to date we have 70 odd authors, people who've contacted us and said, I'd really like to share this.
Hello, I'm Rob Pittham.
And I'm Des Coleman.
And we've got a global reach, Des, but me and you are still stuck by the canal here in Nottingham, very glamorous.
Rob, we don't have to go anywhere, mate. Yeah, because everybody's coming to us. We've got a world famous record shop.
They recognise you.
They certainly did. How you doing, guys? You all right?
We get a lot of this.
Nice to see you guys. Yeah, thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, I know what Des was going to say. We've got a world famous record shop coming to us here in Nottingham. More fans, eh? Here's a question: what have London, New York and Nottingham got in common? Well, they've all got a rough trade record shop in them. The famous brand has just moved into the city for its first UK venture outside of London.
Well, Nottingham was one of the cities on our list of places that we wanted to look at for a regional store. It's part of an expansion plan that we have over the next 4 or 5 years. And quite simply, Nottingham came first because we found a great premises in a great area of a great city, and that's why it went to the top of the list.
But recent history in Nottingham has seen record shops closing down, so why will this one succeed where others have failed?
Well, I think the thing about record retail is that it's changed a lot for the positive in the last 5 or 6 years. Obviously the resurgence of vinyl sales has been a core part of that, but it's also to do with a rediscovery of what record shops are all about. And since we opened our flagship store in East London 7 years ago, we've honed in and defined what it is that we want to create in a record store. And that is something that's more than a record store. It's a place which chimes with the history of great record stores, a place where people want to spend time, where people want to discover new things, whether that's music or books. We have a large book selection here as well. We also have a cafe and bar here, all part of making a comfortable place for people to stay, to converse with people, whether it's their friends or the people behind the counter, and discover new things, discover new music, discover new books, discover new drinks, new coffee, whatever those things are.
And eat your heart out, Manchester, Sheffield and forget all about it, Birmingham. It was Nottingham's heritage in the record shop scene that helped to draw rough trade here.
It has a fantastic musical heritage. Obviously Nottingham still has, great music stores. Music Exchange just up the road from us is a fantastic, vinyl only record store. But we felt that there was a space here for us to be able to showcase exactly what we were trying to do. Slightly bigger than that, slightly more adventurous, bringing in different elements. We have other third-party retailers in here as well, which add to the whole experience, the whole retail experience. It's a kind of marketplace. It's a space for people to discover things, to explore, find a different thing each time they come.
The new store's on Broad Street in the Lace Market and is planning regular events and promotions to make sure the record shop scene in Nottingham keeps on growing.
Well, that's it for shops, Rob, but remember, last time we went to Mencut, we found out about a huge development for shops right here in Nottingham.
Yeah, they've got a pioneering scheme that helps people with disabilities. If they're out shopping, if they're getting abused, they feel uncomfortable, shops will provide them with a safe place to go.
A lot of people with learning disabilities will suffer hate crimes and bullying, you know, when they're out and about, at college, by neighbours. They get called names, get stones thrown at them, and it makes them feel very sad, often makes them very isolated. You know, they stay in, they don't want to go out and, you know, suffer these hate crimes.
We're just launching the Safe Places scheme, and these locations act really as places of refuge if people become distressed or have been hurt in the street, that they've got somewhere to go where the people there will help them out, give them a sit down and help them contact their friends and supporters. And we hope that this will help people with learning disabilities be able to go out and about into the community and live full lives.
And Denise, you've got another leaflet there. What's that all about?
Well, this card is going to be given out to any vulnerable people. Basically, you put your name on it, and on the back you can put the phone numbers of any family members or support workers. You fold it up and keep it in your wallet, and you know, when you need it and you need a safe place, you bring it out, and the people in the safe place can then help you phone your carers up if you need them. So it's a sort of a way of keeping people feeling safer when they're out and about, and hopefully it will enable them to live fuller lives, and also help businesses, you know, them come out and spend money in the shops.
I'm sure you'll agree that was a fantastic scheme.
Yeah, and it's time now to catch up with the latest developments in the economy. We've got Richard Baker from the Nottingham Post looking at manufacturing in the city. Well, Richard, we see a lot of stories about job losses in manufacturing. Is it finished? Is it really history around here?
Well, I guess there are a lot of people that think that most people have the traditional black and white image of thousands of people streaming out from the factory gates at a shift like places like Raleigh. And the truth is that outside the car industry, that big scale manufacturing is gone. There's no question about that. But the supposition that manufacturing's dead, that's probably not right, and for a couple of reasons. Now, one is that our image of what happened to manufacturing is largely determined by stuff that took place in the 1980s, when it's true that Mrs. Thatcher withdrew a lot of state support from big industries, and some really iconic factories and steelworks closed, and from that we all concluded that manufacturing was dead.
So what does that tell us about manufacturing now then?
The truth is that manufacturing hasn't died, and it's really interesting because a couple of weeks ago the official number crunchers came out with some numbers that told us that the value of what manufacturing produces today is actually higher than it was in that 1970s heyday that we all reminisce about.
So presumably what you're saying is that manufacturing is still important today, and what about the future then?
Nottingham benefits from being a bit close to Derby because that's where the centre of aerospace engineering is in the UK. That you've got people like Rolls-Royce, and there are a lot of businesses in and around Nottingham who are in the supply chain of Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce, although it's had its odd sort of wobble recently, it's a very big business, international leader in that field. A lot of Nottingham companies work with it, so there's a lot of benefit there. And our city, because of its tradition of discovery and bioscience and life sciences, it's got a lot of science-based businesses which do small-scale manufacturing work. Different kind of manufacturing, but a lot more valuable.
And I think that's the first time anyone in an interview has said to me, Nottingham benefits from being close to Derby.
Well, you know, the A52, it's a funny old road, isn't it? Provided the money comes from that end to ours, I don't think we're going to complain, are we? Richard Baker doing what Richard Baker does best.
What a genius.
Yeah, but now we are going to change direction completely and take a look at sport.
Yeah, and it's the business of sport. We'll be finding out why local companies in Nottingham are queuing up to sponsor our star sports teams. Warming up for another match, it's one of Nottingham's unsung success stories, the Nottingham Squash Club. Founded in 1909, it's one of the top teams in the country. But for less glamorous sports like this, backing from local businesses, however small, is vital.
It takes a lot of work behind the scenes to get this team together, to get the money together, and we're really grateful to Air IT, our main sponsors, and all our other sponsors who are, you know, continuing to back us, and we just hope we can repay them on the court.
The squash team has a long list of local businesses backing it, led by Air IT, a company that provides IT services for local businesses.
We want to raise our profile, and squash is, although a minor sport, is still very, very dominant in Nottingham.
Sponsoring a sports team is a big leap for many companies, but some find once they start, they just can't stop.
We just seem to get everything right at the moment. We've become the city of football, and it's great to see yet another thing to add to Nottingham's list, and anything like that we can get involved with and support, we certainly will.
One of the big attractions is that despite playing at the top of the national game, the Nottingham team is full of local players, which helps to make it a big draw for local businesses.
On court behind us are two professional players who both started playing here in Nottingham. Mark is the manager of the Nottingham team and a full-time professional squash player.
I've never watched a more exciting game of sport. We're looking at some of the best players in the country here, so right on our doorstep, so that's exactly why I'm kind of involved for another year.
And if you want to watch a game, take up the sport or back the team, get in touch with the club at their base at Tattersall Drive in the park. Well, that's it for this half, but in the next half, Des, we'll be finding out what you should be doing if you've overspent over the festive season.
Haven't we all, yeah.
There's always help. I mean, we've got specialist experts within our call centre who will be able to guide you through how to actually build on your credit score, and if there are any problems with your credit report, then they'll be able to help you out with that as well.
And we'll be looking at the dance company, hoping to raise money from local businesses.
I think if you think of a city like Nottingham that for many, many years has had so many knocks, but maintains a brilliant spirit, actually, and I think culture gives it that spirit.
And Des, just over a year ago, a group of Nottingham women got together over a coffee and set up a website so they could swap ideas, and now it's gone global.
I love to look at the articles, I love to look at different women's perspectives on things, keeping my mind open about things. It's just a great website for that bonding between women.
That's it, see you in a few minutes.
Bye.
Nottingham Trent University, proud sponsors of Working Week. Nottingham Trent University, proud sponsors of Working Week.
Welcome back to Working Week. Coming up, what to do if you've gone a bit wild on the old credit cards.
People get into debt through credit that they may have, and that if they don't manage that properly, that can have a negative impact on their credit report.
And the dance company looking for help from local people in Nottingham.
Culture is an important part of our city. If you want great people to come and live and work here, you need people like Dance4 at the heart of this city in the places where you work.
And the website set up by Nottingham women to swap tips that's now being read across the world.
The main aim of HenPicked is the sharing of the wisdom of women.
And I don't know about you, Rob, but over the Christmas season, I spent a fortune.
Yeah, I've blown the budget as well. And if you've done the same thing and you're wondering how to get back into credit, well, we've got the best advice for you from the Nottingham firm, Experian.
How important is it for people to manage their debt?
It's very, very important to people to manage debt, and the way that lenders actually look at credit applications is they will take your credit report into consideration, and if you do have any missed payments, any defaults, or you have maxed out your credit cards, that may look as if you're not managing your account very well. Which will then cause you problems applying for credit in the long run. It's always good to make sure that you're making the payments on time, and if you are struggling to make those payments back, talk to the lenders, because the lenders will probably go into some kind of payment plans which will have as minimal impact on your credit file as possible.
So how do you get rid of that festive hangover?
The best way to get rid of that festive hangover is actually to look into some kind of budgeting. Taking in consideration everything that's outgoing within your account, such as your monthly bills, credit repayments, the essentials such as food and heating, and then looking at the disposable income that you have and seeing where that is going throughout the month. And seeing whether you can make any cutbacks, and then in the long run that might help you have a positive effect on any long-term financial goals that you might have, such as buying a house, starting a new family, or potentially just going on holiday this year.
Christmas is that time for giving, and giving means spending. I don't know about you, but I spent an awful lot. Let's find out if the people of Nottingham did the same and how they're going to recover.
Spent way too much money, more than usual, to be honest.
Why?
It's Christmas, you got to treat yourself, don't you?
What are you going to do after, though? Now that you say, I'm skint now, you're saying to yourself.
Well, I mean, we're students, so we just received our student loan, so yeah, that's why we're out in town shopping, mate.
A lot of people say that they spend too much money. Did you?
No, I wouldn't say so, no.
I know I spent too much money. How about you?
Me, I do get carried away, but I normally treat my wife and my kids, so that's the main thing.
What do you say to people that did spend too much money?
You've got to just spend what you can afford, really. You know, don't go into debt for Christmas. I don't, so yeah, just spend what you can afford, yeah.
Are you a careful sort then? Do you not just go wild at Christmas?
No, I used to, but you learn, I think,
Yeah.
not getting yourself into debt, so no, I didn't.
And for those people that have, what advice would you give them?
Ooh, either save up all year or just be a little bit careful, because it's enjoyable at the time, but then you end up working harder to pay it back.
Did you spend too much money, as most people do?
We're both homeless, so no.
Probably I spent too much on food, which was waste after, but I was expecting more visitors, but yeah.
You should have invited me.
Well, I didn't know you, I just met you today, so next time,
Next year.
give me your address, I invite you.
Okay, and yourself, sir, did you spend too much?
No, same than my wife. We have everything
He's looking
already,
for Christmas present for me now.
only looking for bargains.
I've got 2 children, I was quite sensible.
Yeah? Oh, you look a sensible girl.
Thanks.
I brought her up right, you see.
Ah, mother and daughter then, eh? Have you taught her to be sort of wise when it comes to not overspending?
You cut your cloth to what you're earning, don't you? We're not the sort that's ever gone into a huge amount of debt. If you can't afford it, you don't have it.
What would you say to people that have overspent?
Well done. Have you bought something nice?
Just try and pay all your debts off throughout the year.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what we'll be doing.
Save. Start saving now for next Christmas, because that's what I've started to do.
Did you enjoy Christmas, first of all?
Yeah, it was fab.
Yeah. Did you do what everybody else did and spend too much money?
Yeah. Feeling it now, feeling it, but hey-ho, it's
Yeah.
life, innit?
What are you going to do about next year then? Are you going to sort of save super early, or are you just going to carte blanche and spend some more?
Spend some more. Work hard, play hard. Got to be done, hasn't it?
Nice one, mate.
See you later.
And you like this next item, Des, it's right up your street. This is all about dancing.
Ah, you mean the Nottingham group that's trying to get us all involved in dance?
Okay, give us a turn, come on.
That's rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah.
A freelance dance artist works on his latest performance at a venue that's the envy of cities across the UK.
Dance 4 is an international organisation based here in Nottingham. We produce and commission new dance work to share with audiences across Nottingham and the region. And we also train and support children and young people to develop careers and pathways into dance.
And it's not just Nottingham based. The centre is exporting its ideas across the world.
The international aspect of it is all about us having an eye on what's happening in the art form across the world. So understanding what dance makers and artists are creating in all parts of the world, largely Europe. We've had a very particular strong relationship with Europe, but increasingly over the last few years more into North America and Australasia as well.
For dancer Chris Owen, those international links are a big attraction to working with Dance 4.
What's so great about them is that they're connected internationally, which is exciting for me, being from the UK but wanting to also branch out to Europe. So yeah, it's just a great way to meet an organisation that are bringing in some European influences to sort of shake the boat a little bit. So it's really quite exciting for me, I think.
Dance 4 is staging the Not Dance Festival this year, drawing some of the world's leading dancers and involving local people too.
We get all kinds of people to these events. You get your parents, your grandmas, your supporters, but you also get sort of all kinds of people from all walks of life. And we do a lot of free events and pay what you like events. So we're hoping that it kind of encompasses all kinds of people and everyone can access the art that we produce.
But is it just art for art's sake? The people behind Dance 4 believes it brings economic benefits to Nottingham.
I think it's really important. I think if you think of a city like Nottingham that for many, many years has had so many knocks, but maintains a brilliant spirit, actually, and I think culture gives it that spirit. And what we do collectively in culture across the city, I think, is reimagine the city and reimagine what's possible here, and excite people about creating new futures for themselves and giving Nottingham a different future.
But, like many organisations like this, it's been heavily reliant on public funding. Now, Dance4 is looking to Nottingham's business community to come on board and keep it flourishing.
We're going out to the business sector and saying culture is an important part of our city. If you want great people to come and live and work here, you need people like Dance4 at the heart of this city in the places where you work. So come and support us. Make the work that we do continue by joining the campaign.
Anyone wanting to support Dance4 or just join in with its events can contact it through the website. And there'll soon be a mobile phone app to download too.
I'm still recovering from that dance of yours. Perhaps we'll revisit it at the end of the programme.
Yeah, great idea.
So do keep watching. But next, we'll be talking to a bunch of remarkable women in Nottingham celebrating the first birthday of a website that they set up so they could chat to each other.
HenPicked, a website by women for women, has just reached its first birthday. What started off as an idea over a cup of coffee has grown into an international community.
Well, it's HenPicked's first birthday, but more than that, the reason that we wanted to get everybody together is to say thank you.
HenPicked was founded by Nottingham businesswomen Deborah Garlick and Nadine Cooper, who just couldn't find a website that kept them informed and entertained.
It's a community website aimed and targeted for women 40 plus. We generally say that once you've gone past 40, you've probably learned a thing or two about life, and it's generous to share with other women, and they can learn something from it.
I don't think there's another forum like it. We were aware of Mumsnet and Net Mums, which are very much focused on mothers and children. But you get to a stage where you're past children, either physically or mentally. You know, they're getting a bit older, they're doing their own thing, or you might not have had children. And so this is an opportunity to talk about things in life other than the pushchair reviews and nighttime feeds and things like that.
It may be only 12 months old, but HenPicked has turned into a website with readers and contributors from around the world.
We have over 5,000 people who are tuned into HenPicked, and to date we have 70-odd authors, people who've contacted us and said, I'd really like to share this, I'm passionate about this, I'd like to talk to the HenPicked audience about it.
Those authors are writing on a vast range of topics, from business life to tips for the kitchen.
One of our community said, can't make gravy. And one of the other authors said, I can. I used to be a chef. I'll write you an article for that. So that's how it starts, really, continually matching. If somebody says, I'd like to know more about this, we try to find somebody in the community that can give advice on it.
And for the readers and contributors alike, there's plenty to celebrate.
I think the wisdom and the wit of women is something that is not promoted enough. So to me it's consolidating the amazing wisdom of women.
I get to read so many different articles. I get to learn about different specialisms. I get to read funny stories. I get to learn about skincare. I get to learn about loads of different things. So it's really informative, but it's really interesting and fun at the same time.
HenPicked is heading into its second year and looking to gain more readers and more authors around the world, and already looking forward to its second birthday party.
A toast to sharing the wisdom of women, HenPicked. Thank you very much all.
Okay, well that's just about it, but as promised, we're going to check out, I'm not even sure you can call it a dance. It's like,
it's this.
When your team scores you do that, don't you? I've got a better idea, the Morecambe and Wise.
What a great idea, shall we?
Bye now.
See ya.
I've always wanted to do this.
Nottingham Trent University, working with you. Proud sponsors of Working Week.